lipstick on here correct, because you know how sometimes you put it on and then it goes and does its own thing. So I just want to make sure I have it good here. But welcome everybody to another episode here at Live Narc Free, where it's all about getting free and staying free after dealing. So just so you guys know, like where I'm at, it's really cold. There's another cold front going on where I'm at down here in Florida. So all my Floridians, make sure that you guys stay as warm as possible, because it's like really getting cold down here again. Because it was a thing where, it was really hot for a long time. And, it was pretty consistent. It technically is winter, but we pretty much have like nice weather all year round, which is nice. But I know because of up north, the northern states like Delaware, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, those states, they have a lot of snow. So, that kind of causes the other states down south that are a little bit more warmer. Some states like North Carolina, South Carolina, they have snow too. But for the most part, like the southern states like Florida, Texas snows sometimes as well. But like Louisiana, things usually don't have a lot of snow going on. But anyway, there's a cold front. So a lot of people are, getting ready for that. But anyways, you guys, I have my scarf here because it's really cold, you guys. And I might end up putting my hoodie on. So just be mindful of that because it's really cold. And I'm outside and I thought I'd do a video outside with you guys. I might put my hoodie on in the video. So yeah, this is me, y'all. I'm going to have it on because it's cold, y'all. So I'm just trying to stay warm. But today, you guys, I wanted to touch on, or maybe I'll put this down for now. Let's see. If it gets colder, I'm going to put it up. But I wanted to talk about the narcissist, you guys. And I wanted to talk about how a lot of them are power hungry and a lot of them are control freaks. And also the narcissist really loves to play with your mind and they don't like it when you stand up for yourself. So just kind of be mindful of that. I guess a way you can tell if a person is a narcissist is if, maybe they're manipulative or maybe they try to like make you second guess yourself, or they may try to make you feel less than or worthless or insignificant. Maybe they try to make you feel unimportant. Now you can have some normal people that do that, sometimes, which is kind of unfortunate that some people are like that. But, when it comes to a narcissist, it's definitely severe. It's more consistent. It hurts more. It's very meaning to like degrade a person, demean them, and mislead them and get them to do things that they don't want to do, So hello there. Hi guys. Make sure y'all get the video a like. Oh, and before I get into the video, you guys, so I wanted to make the announcement that the first event for Florida, you guys know I'm doing the mental health improvement meet and greet events, you guys. So we're going to be hosting the event this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So make sure if you guys are in the area, come out, show some love, show some support. We would love to have you. We are going to be having free refreshments. So we'll be having free food. We'll be having free resources. We'll be having guest speakers. They will be sharing their experience about their mental health journeys. So please come out, you guys. It's really going to be a great day and a great time. And it's much needed. I see 11 on the clock. So 111. So that must be a good sign, guys. But yeah, so that's super exciting. And then we have some events coming up in Delaware. We have New York. We have California just was actually added. California. I still want to try to see if we can do one for Illinois. So the Illinois folks, if you are watching, make sure that you reach out to me. We can do an event in Illinois as well. So yes, and also if you guys have donated, thank you so much. Please continue to keep donating. Thank you so much. And then what else? Yes, I really appreciate all of the donations. You guys have been amazing. It is for a good cause. So thank you guys. Truly, truly appreciate you. So yeah, as far as, like I said, with the narcissist, keep in mind, yes, they are very power hungry. So a lot of the times, and the reason why the narcissist does a lot of things that they do to you is because they're looking for your power, right? Maybe this narcissist has targeted you in some way and they've identified you and they're like, okay, so maybe this person has something that I don't have. or they have something special about them. That's the narcissist talking to themselves about you. And they're like, I want that, you know? And sometimes the narcissist, they'll literally try to take it, or they'll try to embody it. Or maybe they try to copy you, or maybe they try to talk like you. Maybe they try to be you, dress like you, whatever. So, you know, you do have a lot of that going on. And some of them, they'll watch you, you know, they'll study you. Maybe if you have a YouTube channel like myself, you know, I know that there's especially the narcissist that I used to work with. I know she watches me, and I also know that she trolls me too. So it's like, that's, you know, that's a part of the process. And the thing about it is you can't control the narcissist, but the narcissist will definitely try to control you. That's for sure. And the thing is it's not just the narcissist, you guys. Hold on, let me fix my my lipstick, y'all. It be doing its own little thing. We good? Okay. But yeah, but you don't just have narcissists trying to control you. You know, some parents are definitely controlling. You have some friends that could try to control you. You may have coworkers or, you know, bosses that try to control you. So, you know, you want to be mindful of that. And you yourself, you may have to check yourself and say, like, hey, am I being controlling? Am I trying to manipulate something? Am I trying to, you know, force this to happen or force this to go this way? So, you know, and we all do it sometimes, you know, it's no judgment. It's just kind of taking an assessment and saying, okay, what can I control and what can I not control? Now, if you were to ask me and say, hey, Joy, what are some of the things that I can control? I would say the only thing that you can control is yourself. You know, you can't control your kids. You can't control your spouse. None of that. Because if you try, you will probably see what happens. You'll see, you know, you end up being frustrated, disappointed, stressed out, worried, anxiety, all stuff like that, right? So, you know, you do have that going on. But yes, be careful with a narcissist. They will try to control your every move. For some, they will try to control what you wear, what you dress. You know, they'll try to control your resources, how you spend your resources, who you support, who you don't support. Like, they're really control freaks, you guys. And I guess the whole purpose of the control is because maybe I think to them it makes them feel powerful. I think that they look for that. They look for that in partners that they feel like maybe they can dominate, or people that's easily manipulated, or maybe a person that's a people pleaser, an individual that the narcissist really targets, especially if it's a romantic level. They're looking for someone that's like a yes person. They're looking for someone that's a pushover, because it's not going to be too much work to get them as a supply, you know? They don't have to do too much. They don't have to say too much. They just, you know, work their magic, work their charm. And then, you know, I guess the person falls for the narcissist. They like them. Or maybe if it's a female narcissist, maybe she tries to have sex with that person. Or maybe she does like magic on them, or some sort of spell or ritual. You guys know how the female spiritual narcissists, malignant ones are, right? Like the one that I used to work with at the job, like she was definitely a spiritual narcissist. I think she was also malignant too, but like it was definitely something that I recognized, luckily. But if I hadn't, you know, who knows? You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you guys, this information is extremely important, and you want to make sure that not only that you know about this, but your family members, your loved ones, they know this information, because if not, you don't know where they're going to run into this narcissist at. But you're going to need to give them the information that they need, so that way they can protect themselves. Because if not, they would be destroyed by the narcissist. If not, they would, you know, be traumatized, or they would probably get traumatized anyways, but they would be really internalizing the behavior of the narcissist. A lot of victims do that. A lot of victims, like, they blame themselves, they criticize themselves, they judge themselves because of how they get mistreated by a narcissist. You know, I did that. That's how I know. But I had to learn. It's like, no, it's definitely nothing for me to blame myself, but it is for me to take recognition and to learn from the mistakes, and to see, like, okay, so this is a red flag, this is a green flag. This is my intuition trying to tell me something, trying to warn me, versus me trying to, I mean, because there's nothing wrong with giving people the benefit of the doubt, but it's like, after a while, it's just like, you know, people will take advantage of you, which a narcissist will, or even an average person probably would take advantage of a certain person, you know. But the whole point is we're just trying to to get the person that could be a potential victim to, hey, look out, that kind of thing. Be mindful, be aware, get the information, educate yourself, educate your children, so that way you guys can be armed with this information. And you guys, and I'm doing a Q&A, so please, you guys, if you want to ask me any questions, please let me know. Any questions? I got a Q&A going, so yeah. But yeah, like I said though, you guys, I'm really excited about the meet and greet event this Saturday, you guys. It's gonna be awesome. The event in Delaware is gonna be in May, just so you guys know. The event in New York is gonna be in June, just in case if you guys are wondering. The event in California is gonna be in August. And so any other states that I didn't mention, and you want me to come there and we can do the event together, you want to collaborate, you want to team up, please, you guys, reach out to me after this live, and we can definitely talk about that. But yeah, I'm really excited, you guys. This is gonna be really good. A lot of people and what's crazy is the people that's coming to the event this Saturday, the people that I've been meeting, they're like, oh my God, this is needed. And they're like, wow, this is really a great thing that you're doing. And they were saying yes, keep it up. And I was saying thank you, because honestly, these mental health meet and greet events came out of pain that I experienced. Honestly, trauma, hurt, agony, restlessness, and for sometimes, just feeling anxiety, right? Depression, and feeling stressed out, you know what I'm saying? And just not knowing who to go to, not knowing who to talk to, you know what I'm saying? But you don't know who else is dealing with that, and you don't know who else needs to hear your particular story. So that's why I always tell people, never be afraid to stand up and speak up for yourself. And that leads me to the next point, because I know the last live that we did, and we'll do another video on this, but the person was saying that the narcissist was playing mind games with her. And like I said, they're big on this. If they can get you to steer you either in the wrong direction, or if they can steer you in a way that's going to benefit them, and especially at the expense of others, whether it's hurting somebody or exploiting someone, or if it's demeaning someone, degrading someone, they don't care, you guys. They will do it. Just like I gave you guys the example of the female narcissist at the job that I used to work at. She got fired because she lied to a customer. So do you see how, horrible these people are? They're willing to lie. They're willing to do anything in order to get a certain result. You see how desperate, you see how disgusting and how evil and conniving these people can be. I'm telling you guys, they do not care. They don't. And you guys think that maybe, I don't know if you guys are oh, Joy's just coming on here, and just talking. It's no, this is a real life, a person that's actually been through it. That's been through it. Not just in a living situation, but with family members, co-workers. I'm not going to say the bosses were narcissists, but I know for sure that female was, for sure. And things like that. So yeah, that's just something. Oh, and then, the romantic situation, the associate, that individual, male narc, and the borderline that I ended up being in contact with, he definitely was a narcissist. So, and luckily, like I said, because I used to think, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, because I've been so close to God for many, many years now. But I remember after I went no contact with the male narc, I talked to God. I was like, God, why did I have to go through so much? I used to be like, God, why did I have to suffer so much? Why did I have to deal with so much pain? Why did I have to go through betrayals? Why do I have to go through people hate me for no reason? Or why do I have to go through people laugh at me or make fun of my pain or make fun of the things that I've been through? You get what I'm saying? I used to talk to God like that, and God told me, he said, you only went through that because you're going to help somebody else go through that similar experience. So I guess I encourage you guys, and just to let you know, to keep going and keep pushing forward, and no matter what, it's just, try your best to just stay close to God, whether, and I know I say this all the time, but reading the Bible, it's nothing wrong with reading the Bible. But recently, and I want to do a video on this, we were talking about, specific challenges and specific difficulties that you're going through. It's going to be really important to know where in the Bible that you can go and look, so that way, you can overcome those challenges. And I want to start doing that, like with you guys, like, getting this Bible, and like whatever challenge that you guys are dealing with, like we can, read that verse, so that way it can help someone in that particular situation. Because you, like, if you're the type of person, like, you want to get close to God, you want to build a relationship, but let's say you don't go to church, because I don't go to church myself, or you don't want to be around too many people per se, but you still want healing, you still want recovery. So it's important to be able to go to that verse, to the certain specific chapter in the Bible, certain Psalms in the Bible, so that way you can get encouragement, you can get empowerment, and you can lean on God's word, because at the end of the day, that's all we have, And I always say too, like, the scriptures in the Bible, the individuals that were going through those challenges, those tribulations, like what was it, like David and Daniel and Samuel and Moses, and all those people, all those names in the Bible, they had to overcome those challenges. You know what I'm saying? They had to overcome those challenges, and God helped them, and so God can help us now. Like, even though the Bible was written, like, BC, like many, many years ago, many centuries ago, that stuff still applies to us today. You get what I'm saying? So that's something that I've been learning, and I want to continue to teach people that, because God is real and God really does love us. But again, that love requires obedience, and not everybody is willing to be obedient. Not everyone is willing to listen to God, and there's no judgment. Like I said, I never judge anyone, because I'm not perfect. We all been through it. But I'm just saying, for me, I realized, like, okay, I had to get real with myself and say, all right, I wasn't really following God like how I wanted to, but now it's like, okay, I'm following and doing what God is telling me to do. You get what I'm saying? So I hope that makes sense. And you guys, let me know, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your mental health check? Let me know. I would love to know how you guys are feeling. But like I said, be careful of the manipulations, the mind games that the narcissist will try to play on you. Sometimes the narcissist will try to play on your emotions too. Like, let's say if they know you're a sensitive person, you're good to people, you want to help people and stuff like that, they'll play on that too. They will play on that as well. Or maybe you like to take care of people, or things like that. You like to do good for people, and yeah, they'll use that against you. They'll do something and they'll throw it back in your face, or they'll look for an opportunity, like, so. And normal people can do that too. They don't necessarily have to be a narc, but I find this interesting. I've been learning that some normal people have been learning about narcissistic abuse, and some of them kind of behave that way, I guess, when they don't get their way, like, which is kind of strange. It's like, when you're getting this information, you don't want to take the information and then do that behavior towards somebody. You're trying to learn this information so that way you can protect yourself and guard yourself from these individuals. You never want to use this information and abuse that. You never, please, you guys, do not abuse this information, because it's too many people suffering because of narcissists, and you don't want to add to that statistic. You get what I'm saying? So just make sure that you handle this information with a lot of responsibility, because it is a lot, So, but yes, be careful. The mind games, power hungry. And the reason why I talked about power hungry, especially in the work environment, like, a lot of the people there are just so, like, used to the routine, just doing the same work day in and day out. There's nothing really going on, and like, they are just waiting for the moment to, like, just assert their power, or just say, hey, you can do this or you can't do that. And they take that out on an innocent person, and it's just sad, because it's just like, at the end of the day, you guys know who has the real power, right? God has the most power than anyone, than everyone in the world. So when people have, I guess, that false sense of power, and they try to, like, mistreat people, or they try to, be discourteous, or they try to, be disrespectful, or be conniving, or passive aggressive, or, just very, like, just mean, like, you just want to be sure the karma that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? So, you always want to be careful of how you treat people. Remember, treat people how you want to be treated. It's not just a saying, a cliche, but it's true. So a lot of people have to pay off that karma, so do keep that in mind. And the other point was, I was going to say that the individual was saying how they feel stuck because they feel like their narcissist is playing games with them. I think this person was talking about their parents too. You have parents, and you have in-laws that they will manipulate their children. They're very controlling with their children, and they try to get their children to live their life how they want. Like my auntie did that, so I'm a living proof that those narcissistic parents, they will try to do that, and they will try to get you at all costs. They will try to trick you. Yes, soup is delicious. Yeah, it's like, how is the weather? Where are you guys at? Where are you guys? Because I'm in Florida. Where's everyone at in the room? Because I heard it's snowing up north. Is it still snowing? That's why the other meet and greet events that I'm doing is going to be like in May, June, because that's when the weather is going to be better. Oh, you're in London. Okay, William. Well, thank you for tuning in. What kind of soup do you like to eat out there in London, William? And William, if you like too, I actually have never been to London, but I actually connected with two people that live in London, and we did podcasts together, and we talked about mental health awareness and narcissistic abuse. But William, if you would like to donate to the mental health awareness meet and greet campaigns, please let me know. Whatever you give, it definitely is going to go to the making and the development of those meet and greet events. Or even if not soup. Yeah, but it goes to the meet and greet event. So please, William, if you want to donate, let me know, and I'll put the link in on the comments below if you want to learn more. But it's doing really good. Like I said, a lot of people have been donating, so I truly appreciate it so much. And like I said, these meet and greet events, this mental health awareness events, it's going to have a really big impact on a lot of people. It's going to really wake a lot of people up, help people to take action, help people to not stay stuck in fear, not stay stuck in the past. And it's going to help a lot of people break free of just any limiting beliefs that they may have had. So that way you can be productive in life, right? That way you can be more focused. That way you don't have to worry about distractions and just the negativity of the past, Okay. But anybody else, any adults, if you are watching, please for sure contribute to the mental health meet and greet events. But yeah, but no, I have two people out there in London. We connected, and they know about narcissists too. I forgot where at in London, but yes, they are located in London themselves. So yeah. But yeah, you guys, but what I was saying is, when it comes to the narcissist, they don't like it when you stand up for yourself, when you call them out on what they've done to you, because they already know what they've done is wrong. They know it, they just don't care. That's the whole point, right? So yeah, call them out. Call them out, speak up, speak out, don't be afraid. If anything, the narcissist is afraid of you. They're afraid of you. And the reason why because the female narcissist at my job, I knew that she was afraid of me because she would watch my videos on my YouTube page, and then she would come to work and she wouldn't say a word to me, you guys. She wouldn't say a word, but would walk right by me and wouldn't really look at me like that. If she would look at me, she would either be around one of her flying monkeys, or she would be talking on her phone extremely loud, or try to wait for me by my locker, or whatever the case is. But she was afraid of me, you guys. Narcissists, they're afraid because you have the power to expose them. You have the power to let people know who they really are. They don't want to be found out. They don't want people to know who they truly are. You know why? Because nobody wants to be around them. And the narcissists, they can't be alone. They hate being by themselves. They can't survive by themselves, So that's why they always have to have people doing their dirty work. They always, they have to have people lying, gossiping. And you know what's crazy? Even when that female narcissist that female narcissist got fired at the job, she still had one of her friend girls follow me around at the job. So I guess she would like, this person was so desperate and so controlling, trying to like make something work, I guess, in her favor, trying to take control over a situation, that she would have the other girl follow me around, even though the female narcissist got fired, you guys. Isn't that crazy? Like, that's how controlling they are. They will try to control your every move. Now, what's crazy to me is I'm the type of person, I'm not trying to control anybody. You know who I'm trying to control? I'm trying to control myself. Because when you have control over yourself, then you got control over everything else. Because when you're trying to control other people, that means you don't have control from within. Like, because what's the point of controlling someone else? Why do you feel like you have to do that? What are you getting out of that? Which we all know what the narcissist is, what? Ego, supply, you know, fake power, you know what I'm saying? A false sense of self, a false sense of like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm God. I can control them. I can control the situation. I can control this boss. I can get them to do what I want. I can lie, and you know, I can create a fake smear campaign. That's what a narcissist will do. And a lot of times people will believe them, which is crazy. But because the narcissist has been doing a lot of this stuff for years, they've gotten really good. Like they're like really great liars. Really great liars. Like I said, the girl at the job, she lied to the customer like it was nothing. She lied. And see, that's what happens though. When you lie, you think you get away with it, then you see you don't get away with anything. So trust and believe. You might think that the narcissist is getting away with what they did to you. They did not get away with it. And just because you didn't see what happened to them, trust me, they're going through it. You don't know, but they're going through it. I guarantee you. So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to let this video go. I'm going to cut it short. I hope that this helped. Make sure that you guys do give this video a like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye, guys.